Hey everyone, this is Dan with Yields, and I want to tell you today I did something pretty incredible. I lifted 2 million pounds. Pretty impressive, right? Don't actually be too impressed because I actually didn't lift 2 million pounds today. I work out with this exercise equipment called Tonal. Maybe you've heard of it, commercials all over the place. It has workouts based on what you want to accomplish. What it does is it mounts on your wall and it has 2 cables that adjust to different weights. It also has a big screen with a trainer coaching you through each of the workouts. And it automatically adjusts the weights for each type of exercise, your strength level. So I lift an average of about 12,000, maybe 13,000 pounds per workout. And those workouts are spread out over the year. Now, the reason why I tell you this is because, like lifting 2 million pounds, for the most part, wealth is not created in a day either. For most of us, building wealth and making money is a daily grind: saving, investing, being patient. And I call it the 4 keys to building wealth. What are the 4 keys? They're time, compounding, leverage, and tax advantages. So just real quickly, let me touch on each one of them. Time. We all need time for our money to grow. And none of us know how much more time we have left on this planet. So it's best we get started now. Then we have compounding. Now we refer to compounding as a compounding period, and that's the time it takes for your money to double. For instance, $100 growing to $200, $400, $800, $1,600, $3,200, and so on. Then with each compounding period, obviously your wealth is growing, because the more you can compound, the faster your wealth will grow. Are you familiar with what's called the rule of 72? It's pretty simple. If you divide what you think your rate of return is into 72, that tells you how many years it takes for your money to double. Simple example, if I divide 10 into 72, tells me about every 7.2 years, $100 will grow to 200, 400, 800, and so on. The key is to get as high a return as you can, but stay within your comfort level of risk, if you will. Remember, negative returns, those years where we lose money, that can kill compounding. So be cautious. So now, taking that same rule, what if you were able to get 20% return on your funds? That means your money's doubling every 3.6 years. Now think about this. Bitcoin has averaged about 72% over the last 10, 12 years. That means your money is doubling every 8 months. And let me tell you, with our YLDZ token strategy, we expect to have returns, quite a bit above the average. But what is unique about our YSurance strategy is it's pegged to pay out 15% annually. It's paid out in Bitcoin. And what that means is the results could be dramatically higher. If I get paid 15% in US dollars and I just stick those away in the bank, well, what's going to happen next year? Between inflation and the devaluation of the currency, I'm probably going to lose money. However, if that same 15% that I received in dividends came to me in the form of Bitcoin, well, who knows where Bitcoin could be next year, 5 years, 10 years from now. So because it's monthly distributions, what it does is it softens the volatility of Bitcoin. You get more Bitcoin every month. You get more in some months when Bitcoin's down, and you get less in other months when Bitcoin's up. So that's the power of compounding. Now, maybe you've been saving and investing already, which is awesome. Hopefully you have been. But are you using the next 2 keys well? What are the next 2 keys? Well, the third key is leverage. Leverage is when you get $1 doing the work of $2, $3, and so on. The easiest way to understand leverage is when you buy a home and you get a mortgage. So even though you may have only put 20% down, you get the benefit of 100% of the home's price increase. So let's say you buy a $500,000 home, you put $100,000 down, or 20%. And within a few years, let's say your home goes up 10%. That means your house is now worth $550,000. You actually made $50,000. That's the power of leverage. So we want to use leverage, but keep this in mind. Leverage is kind of a two-edged sword. It accelerates the good, like the home example, but it can also accelerate the bad. If you lose, it can be a horrible experience. So you have to use wise leverage with investments or with assets that are safe and predictable. Now, the last key, which is a very important key, is tax advantages. Taxes are the single largest expense any of us will pay. So to reduce or eliminate taxes can create wealth much, much faster. And if your income is tax advantaged or tax-free, this is a major major boost to your retirement. You see, tax-deferred retirement plans that so many people invest in, 401ks, IRAs, well, these are actually tax bombs waiting to go off. So just like lifting 2 million pounds, growing your wealth doesn't happen overnight. It's the compounding effect of one workout, then 2, then 10, then 100, and so on. So when it comes to growing your wealth, you need a money printing machine. No, I don't mean counterfeit printing. That's only the government's able to do that. The best income producing machine is you. The problem is with so many people, they don't save the income from the machine that's producing the income. The money gets spent or sent to the bank to satisfy debt. So the first step is to build your wealth from your machine. You should always put yourself first. And that's why I call it leverage life. We not only leverage life insurance, but leverage the time you work so that your money is working harder for you 24/7, 365. The objective is to get other income producing machines working for you. And that's where Ysurance comes in. These are the best machines that we can find that'll work for you. The way we do this is we achieve it through investing in the YLDZ token. Again, if you're an accredited investor, where you get monthly yield from the Bitcoin production. It's newly minted Bitcoin delivered to your wallet every single month. Now, once this machine of leveraging life insurance and yield from Bitcoin are firing on all cylinders, the day's going to come where you'll actually have more income being produced from yields than you're making at your job. And that's when you have true financial freedom. When your money makes as much or more than you do at your job, you can do anything you want. So how do you build enough wealth to do that? As your capital base grows, you start to leverage it into other assets that produce cash flow. This is the edge you need. Everything in life, if you do just what most people aren't. You know what's interesting? Almost everything in life, if you do what most people aren't or won't or can't, you're going to find success. Think about it like this. If I challenged you to read 2,500 pages of any book of your choice today, you'd probably say I'm crazy and there's no way you could do it. I'd probably agree. But if I say read 10 pages a day of the book of your choosing and you have 250 days to do it, now you could probably do it. Get it done, right? I'm sure you could. And better yet, if those were books that inspired you or taught you something or that you were interested in or motivated you to work hard or be a better person or taught you about money and investing, can you imagine the growth you would have in just a year's time? You have 365 days in the year. If you took off weekends, couple holidays, that leaves you with 250 days. At 10 pages of a good book a day or even an audiobook, think about how many books you could read if you knocked out 2,500 pages. Think of what you could learn or become. Money, investing, and building wealth is the same way. You're not going to be worth 100 million overnight, but you can get there if you want to. You may not be worth 1 billion in a few weeks, but if you really want it, you can get there. Leveraging life is the same thing. I can't promise you overnight success, but I can tell you that you'll have over life success if you follow these simple 4 keys. Again, you and I probably can't lift 2 million pounds today, but over time, no problem. You can't turn $1 into millions today, but over time, no problem. The simple and easy daily steps can accomplish anything with enough time. But remember, you never get back yesterday. Yesterday's already gone. You can never recover it. So today is the day you got to start. I remember when I was a kid, I heard this phrase, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Give you a second to think that through. Well, bottom line is today is the day. So let's get your plan in place and turn this thing out. Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Never miss a video. Grab some time on my calendar. Let's have a quick chat. Let's run through how you can build your own Ysurance portfolio and get where you want to be financially. Until next time, take care.